Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, or Reading Between the Lines. We go over the patch notes, and for this one, I'm going to cover a bit on what they covered on the live stream, the Korean and global streams. Okay, so first things first, we do have a month. If you haven't heard, we have a whole month of like buffs and a lot of free stuff because the collab has been delayed. I already gave my thoughts on that before on my live streams. I told everybody, you know, just don't have your expectations set so high. And then boom, during that night, which is about 2 nights ago now, we get an emergency stream saying that, you know, the collab has been delayed. Now, for those who are watching my videos, usually if you're watching my videos, you're not, you know, one of those who, you know, grab the pitchforks and torches. You're more calm and maybe collective. But if you are reacting to that, let me just put it this way, this analogy. We don't technically deserve anything. It's just like let's say Epic 7 is your friend, right? And they have an annual barbecue, right? A summer barbecue. They have an annual one, and you're expecting it. You're anticipating the date. It's like, oh man, I want to go to this barbecue, man. I'm really ready, right? Like I've starved myself. I'm really ready to eat this barbecue, but then your friend tells you, I'm sorry, it's been delayed because our house burned down, right? So like, I mean, that's probably the case here. I'm not gonna say that, you know, someone's house burned down, but when it has to deal with, you know, other IPs or other stuff like that, stuff can go wrong, and it's not, you know, necessarily the problem of Epic 7 or your friend, so to speak. It's that you can't foresee what's gonna happen anyway. So in my opinion, you know, there's no reason to be angry. One more month of delay means that you have another month to save up. Although I do have to say, with everything coming out right now, it's pretty hard. I'm just like looking at pretty much the full month of hunt buffs. Not every day, but every weekend pretty much. Full month of hunt buffs, and then with like all these banners coming out, there's SSB. If you don't have SSB yet, I mean, she's still good. She's definitely not underwhelming. She's still a really solid hero. Holiday Euphine, you have Straze coming now, which will be in its own video. If you're watching this video for my Straze thoughts, if you know how I do YouTube, I have initial thoughts video, full breakdown of what I think about the heroes coming out. That'll be in another video in and of itself. So yeah, with a lot of stuff coming, I don't see how the free-to-play is gonna really manage your resources, except sitting kind of idle. In terms of like, if they're gonna use their Skystone to refresh the shop for bookmarks and mystics, it's gonna be quite hefty there. If they're gonna use a bit of the Skystone dipping into for hunt buffs, it's gonna be quite hefty there too. I don't think any amount of leaf will be able to sustain the full month of hunt buffs coming. But anyways, if you don't know that, I'm not gonna, you know, talk in detail about what you're getting, but you'll start seeing stuff come throughout, like, you know, login rewards, like free summons and stuff like that. So anyways, to set that aside, I just wanted to get that out there. That's my opinion on the collab being delayed. Not a big deal to me. And trust me, use the friends barbecue as an example and just think about it, right? You can't foresee it, and it's like the friends who had the barbecue, their house burned down, and they're still sending you some, you know, turkey or something, you know. That's the metaphor for the free stuff we're getting. Anyway, arena ambition season is starting, and the new so Skyward frames were not even that good. The new frames, I don't know, man. I don't know, it's definitely taking a weirder turn. I mean, it's hard, it's tough, but ideally they should have like a lot of these frames drafted out, and then if there's like quote-unquote uglier frames, they should just pace it out. But it seems that I don't know, man. The last two have been not that great. The previous one was okay, but the Skyward one and Ambition one doesn't look super crazy. I'm not a big arena guy, but I finally hit during preseason, I finally hit the rank 1 to get the Skystone rewards. Finally, Legend 1 to get the Skystone rewards. The resist set here, I think the ring probably looks the best. Arguably speaking, you can say the boot. It would just be usable. I mean, not a lot of people will have really good resistance sets unless you're a Banshee farmer anyway. Outside of that, I think the rest of the gear is a bit underwhelming to me. Even assuming you're gonna do some substat reroll, substat conversion. Otherwise, I think the boot and ring max. I think I might just pick up those two, and then leave the rest on for the discount, as they have that discount over seasons. If you don't purchase it in the season, later on they become discounted. So I probably wouldn't go for anything else other than the boot or ring. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, so Krau and Ravi coming back. Okay, so Ravi definitely, at least for this current season of RTA wrapping up, Ravi definitely fell off a bit. The better way to counter Landy is Carrot, and Carrot again just does too much. And then Ravi fell off because Krau, Cerise, but Ravi is still very solid though. And the very fact that it's with Sigurd Scythe, I myself and a handful of players I know probably don't have a lot of Sigurd Scythe, and Sigurd Scythe is pretty good. You got LQC that can use it, ML Ken if you use him, Ravi of course. So I only have like one copy of Sigurd, and I don't even have a max limit broken one, so it's very tempting. Let me put it this way, it's very tempting. But because she fell off, I'm not quite sure if pulling on it is so good. But Krau on the other hand, it's like the artifact and hero swapped. Krau on the other hand, I think it's still really good. Yes, we have Straze coming, which deals with high HP heroes, and he has to talk about that in his own video. But I don't necessarily think that means you should stop building high HP heroes. I mean, that's not the point of Straze being released. So that means Krau imprints and Last Rider Krau imprints are still very worth it. Especially if you're, if you already have really good gear and you're chasing that, that next 3% HP or the next 6% HP, that imprint is very invaluable actually. So myself, I'm seeing Krau, and I've been wanting Krau for a long time. I was so desperate for Krau so much that on the LQC banner that just came around, like we had a Krau pairing with that. I pulled like 3 LQC from that just because I want a Krau. I'm not flexing this because this is almost general knowledge, at least for people who watch my videos. I got 3 LQC from that banner. Very lucky to be honest, but I wanted Krau. So desire meter at its fullest effect. I am very tempted to actually pull Krau and skip SSB. SSB imprints, imprints at this point is really good, and like I said, it's mainly for players who have min-maxed their gear to a certain point where it's almost impossible to get higher. And even when they can get an improvement on a piece of gear, let's say a boot or something, they want to see that gear spread out to other heroes so that they're built at a high level. If you're a newer player and you are free to play, definitely do not consider what I'm talking about, because like imprints is a luxury, but it's definitely one of the kind of the end game goals, since it does add stats to somewhere that your gear potentially can't reach. But yeah, Krau, man, dang, it's just these two came at the wrong time in my opinion. Wrong time. It's bait. So I'm telling you, man, like I'm only joking here, but if Smilegate had a deviant plan of delaying the collab so that they can milk more, I'd say it's working, to be honest. That and the fact that SSB is coming, like I said. Guild War Skyward season is ending this week, so I mean, but by the time you guys watch this video, it could be over already. Katie's. Oh, okay. So the next big thing I think is wait, is it here? No, it's probably later. Talk about the 30v30 Guild War. So the Katie Hunts improvements and also just the equipment set improvements. This is I know everybody's gonna have a bit different opinion. If you guys seen the Epic 7 World Championship, the winner, if you've seen his Krau is on a revenge set, but looks just as good as a Krau on speed set. And revenge set on Krau, because he has lower base speed, might be a good thing, Obviously Brother Stone is a very, very good player, and obviously only has like the best gear. So like, based on probability, if you're going to go for KDs, it's going to be kind of like your experience with Banshee. You're going to want specific stats with the set, which means that it's not as neutral as like an immunity set or a speed set. So you're gonna basically have to hunt harder in order to get the same outcome as you would in a Wyvern hunt. So again, I wouldn't say that these buffs are good enough for the beginner. Definitely focus on Wyvern. But it would even seem, from my perspective, that the buffs, the set buffs itself for KDs specifically, is not even that crazy. But it's good enough now. It's definitely good enough for you to keep an eye on. That's from my opinion, of course. The base speed is increased by 2% more. So comparing again to a speed set, which is 25% of the total speed, this 2 of course comes a long way, and then 1% for additional every 1% HP loss, an additional 0.5. So you can see that Revenge set can have use, and the extra 2 here definitely makes, again, Brother Stone's Krau much better. Much better, because he's just getting free speed out of nowhere. But outside of that, outside of a handful of heroes who have lower base speed and have some kind of innate survival, potentially Revenge set will be the kind of go-to. But again, like I said, it's just weighing the amount of energy you would have to pour into that hunt to have similar results that you would get from Wyvern. It may cause this hunt not to be so good still. The injury set, still like a 1% increase from the injury. It's like you ramp it up a bit, but it's not a lot. The defense penetration set though, this is a big deal to me. The 5% increase is like immediate boom, like this is great. I think for any hero who has like any single target ability that is used in maybe a cleave draft, it's very, very safe to use it. Or if you have enough speed to bypass most of the, I guess, dangers. So like let's say for example, like C-Dom on a defense pen set would be pretty good, because you might not need immunity. This does not stack, so you could run like immunity, I don't know, what would C-Dom need? Immunity, pen set, and then another set to complete it. Or you could run a pen set with speed set, completely like disregard the immunity. It depends on your style of play, but obviously penetration set I think right now looks like very, very good. So out of the 3 sets, I would say penetration set will have it will be more sought after. And again, if you are somehow crafting or converting penetration set, definitely keep in mind on the pieces that have the lowest RNG. They'll probably convert penetration set weapon or chest, or I guess you could do ring too, but it feels a bit risky. Ring and neck feels a bit risky. But to lower the RNG, you probably want to have those. But those are just my thoughts on it. I think we'll start seeing maybe some more heroes on Revenge set. Injury set, I'm not quite convinced of. Penetration set, definitely for sure. Penetration set had already been sought after before the buff. It's just that people didn't hunt it. People just hope that will boss drops, or when they convert, hopefully they get lucky. Definitely a useful set, but now with the increased 5%, that's a huge damage difference. Especially when it's considering defense penetration. I will have to say though, compared to the Golem sets, which I'm going to talk about right now, compared to Golem sets, I think that KD's is definitely a more timid sort of buff, from my opinion. And I kind of get it. It's easier to buff the Golem sets because the Golem sets are direct stats. Direct stats are easier to compensate based on their knowledge of min-max roll of the I-90 gear. So they can, they can just basically tune the numbers and then make it, I would say, competitive with some heroes who would run a speed set, or something like that. So I definitely think that the KD sets, because it's more like a Banshee sort of like style, Banshee sets, majority of them at least, are kind of like situational, and KD's is a situational sort of an effect dealing sort of sets too. So it's like, I can definitely see like these two, the injury set and revenge set, they were tiptoeing a bit. I feel it, at least that's the way I see it. And the golem sets, I think it's a huge improvement. Attack set is up now 45% instead of 35. Health is increased to 20%, and then defense to 20%. So originally, because of some of the players showcasing their builds from the Epic 7 World Championship, it definitely caused me to start rethinking about, you know, like what sets are actually really good. So for example, BN's LQC was on straight up destruction set, even attack boot destruction set, and the Krau was on speed set and health set. But if you look at like Krau's like base speed, it might be worth. I tried actually putting my Krau on a double HP immunity set. I was able to pull off similar stats to what you would get on a speed set anyway. But now with the HP sets actually increased, you might really consider that, because if you're going double, of course a speed boot, but double HP set, you're getting a total of 40% more HP. Assuming that the last set you choose to finish off as a resist or immunity. So that's very good. You could even potentially go with triple HP set if you have enough resistance. It's just that I still prefer immunity on mine, just for the extra check. The attack set 45%. That's very good for like heroes that are, you know, have high attack to scale from. So like in terms of like, let's say BN's LQC, although he's running destruction set, immunity set, if you were going for like comparing to like a speed set LQC on an attack boot versus a destruction set, or now the new attack set LQC with a speed boot, you might actually be able to get similar stats in terms of like, because LQC is not like super fast anyway, and if people are going for the speed set, they're really just trying to get the 65% attack boot in there, and not run the speed boot. I have seen speed boot speed set LQCs, but those lack a bit of they'll lack something. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. I think the golem set are where it should be. Those are what I were discussing about before in my streams and stuff like that. I was saying that, you know, if Smilegate is gonna look at golem sets, all they have to do is revert calculate equipment set completed based on rolls and equivalents to the I-90 substats. So now 20%, 45%, this looks where they should be at. So I think that the golem sets are definitely going to be decent. Whether that means you're going to farm golem though, on the other hand, that's another issue. Because again, it's not super neutral. The sets are not super neutral. So like attack sets, you would want all DPS stats, but a speed set, if you're hunting it on Wyvern, if you get you know, DPS stats, if you get like bruiser stats, if you get healer stats, tank stats, it doesn't matter, because it would all be usable anyways. That's what I mean by a neutral set. An attack set is gonna be the same RNG as like a lifesteal set or destruction set, who is like looking for like high DPS stats, either crit rate, crit damage, maybe attack itself. Of course you can have bulk and attack sets, but you guys know what I mean. And then the health sets, of course, as well. It's like, you know, would you start giving this to, you know, ML Ken, right? Like health set, defense set, ML Kens, but then that gives it a bit more flexibility in terms of the substat type of chemistry. But attack set will have the same issues as it did before, and then health and defense are definitely more viable. But I don't know if that means that golem should be farmed still. But definitely like a world boss drop or anything like that, definitely don't hesitate to roll it if it looks good. Other improvements, so artifact and equipment reduced by 15% gold cost. So we already have a very good gold problem, okay? When I say a problem, it's not really a problem. It's just that I think everybody's experienced this, at least I hope. If you are still feeling gold is an issue, you're doing something wrong in the game. But gold should not be an issue now that crafting cost had been reduced by 50% in the last big patch that we had. And no one really is suffering with gold issues now. And compared to the crafting materials, if you're just talking about gold and crafting mats within the crafting realm economy, the gold now is way too good, whereas the crafting mats are a bit lower. But that's not to say the crafting mats actually got nerfed. It's just that the gold is so good, you always end up with more gold than you will finish all your crafting mats, but you'll still have all the gold left, which is good because we've been complaining about gold for too long. I think Smallgate is like, oh, we're done with this, man. But the enhancement part is very nice. It reduced by 15%. You know what? I'll take it. I probably won't even notice it. It's not as big as a 50% reduction in crafting, but I will take it and I will love it. So thank you, Smallgate. This is very, very good. Free equipment. Okay, this I'm not gonna talk about here. Switch to the change. Just skip. Wait, was that it? Wait. There was a Guild War thing I saw. Anyways, 30v30 Guild War is coming. I think I missed it somewhere. It's okay. It's not that important. We're gonna swing to another side here. So that's the end of the patch notes. But I want to talk about some of the stuff that was previewed in the live stream. It may be here. No, never mind. Ignore me. We're gonna move over. Alrighty, so I saw the comments when they were live streaming this. The July Expedition boss rotation. You know what? It has been a very, very long time. Like, I did not think that Epic 7 would dare remove the Fire Expo because it just never disappeared before. Now it's gone. I know that a lot of people are gonna feel really bad about it. I personally do, just because I'm still not planning to farm golem, and therefore I'm not gonna have enough golem set equipment to make use of the green expo or the reforge mats. You know, on the off chance I get really lucky golem set from world boss, sure, I'll be very, very happy to have the, you know, 2.5k golem reforge mats available at a whim. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. So Wyvern gone for a while. I think that will definitely still make at least players who are doing Banshee, who obviously do Asymanic, at least the Dark Expo is back. I really think that I mean they're considering to do the Light Expos, I believe. I think that they should consider thinking about keeping all the expos on full time. And if they're worried about us getting too much rewards, I mean, it would be great if we could get you know, 5 trees of rewards. That'd be great. If they do think that it's too much rewards, I wouldn't mind them nerfing each tree to compensate for 5 trees every month. That's my opinion. Because I kind of like the choice of, you know, I can run a certain poster, or I don't have to run a certain poster. I don't feel obligated to have to run every single poster I have. If I need something more important, I'll run certain posters, or I don't want to use my energy, you know, on, like, say for example Green Expo again. So I definitely think that they could consider it. I'm not quite sure why it's on rotation. Yeah, so basically I already gave the solution to the argument that no, Dragon, if they have all 5, then we have too many rewards. I'm just saying nerf each tree, and then have all 5, well, in the future it might be 5, have all 5 expos running at the same time. But that's my opinion. Anyways, we'll just have to wait. It's about 2 months per rotation, so it's another 2 months until we see the fire one, which will be refreshing because at least my fire team does pretty decent. So Advent side story, this is a new piece of content. This was pretty large in the stream. So I wanted to touch upon this right now because I don't know if this is announced in the next patch, in the next RBTL. I might not cover a lot, or I might have new info, or, you know, have new things to talk about. So I want to talk about what I know right now. Oh, first things first is that the Alicia of the Ice is pretty hot. All right, I'm pretty sure everyone can see it, so I'm not gonna keep talking about it. All right, that's not the point. This is the point is the content. All right, don't be looking at stuff you shouldn't be looking at. Unlocks, oh yeah, so unlocks after episode 2, stage 1010, tutorial begins upon unlocking. So if you already did the stage 1010 in episode 2, I'm pretty sure that it would just do what it usually does. A new feature, once you log into the game, it prompts you to like a walkthrough tutorial. Side story opens for every 2 weeks every set period, so it's not like guaranteed. It's not like at least at this point, it's not like Hall of Trials or Automaton Tower. It's gonna be like, oh, every 2 weeks it's going to be released, or every month, but every set period, whatever that means. But it's gonna run for 2 weeks. Preview will be released a week prior to its opening, and then we have 3 difficulties: hard, hell, epic hell, and then you can clear epic hell up to 10 times, providing it will provide a guaranteed greater modification gem and catalysts, which can be used in the alchemist steeple. So my question, and I actually listened to Mashu and New, is just see if they talked about this. What does that mean, which can be used in the alchemist steeple? I want to know what that means. Like, is that hinting at what they already did plan? Is that the alchemist steeple may get some kind of system where you can convert unused modification gems and craft something more usable. Either it's selected or it's at least guaranteed greater. I'm not quite sure how that will work, but is that hinting at that? That would be what I'm interested in. So that caught my attention there. And then hard and hell will provide greater modification gems at a set chance, so I guess like expo, but probably higher. You can see the energy distribution there. 24 energy for the hell, 15 for the hard, and then 30 for the epic hell. It's not very much different than any of our side stories. So the advent side story is pretty much just like a tougher like boss fight side story with better rewards, I would say. The energy is about the same. It does remind me though of the this screen, at least the one on the left. Reminds me of the setup of how they did the. Okay, so before we had Hall of Trials, a very, very long time ago, we had these like challenge missions. Basically, this is what it reminds me of. And for players who are kind of newer, if you're here for the previous or the Guilty Gear collab that was released a couple months ago, they had that like hunt for your portrait of savior thing. It's pretty much like the same kind of layout, so it's like a short burst fight, but this one obviously requires more strategy. If you're interested to see how the game plays out, definitely check it out in the official Epic 7 YouTube channel, and check out the VOD. They basically, New and Mashu play the video of them actually going through the hell mode, I think, not the epic hell, but the hell mode. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's new, it's great. I'm in for it for the rewards, some strategy involved. So I think this could be a very, very fun, fun content. And it's because it's set periods too. You're not gonna feel. I hope I won't feel burnt out from it. I don't think so. I think this kind of content is nice to have. And I play the side story, collect materials, exchange for Molagora, epic artifact charms, reforging material selection chests, which that's really nice. Covenant bookmarks, and then greater modification gem chests, and then greater modification gem selection chests of a specified sets, and then elemental summon tickets, ice and light. Yes. The light ones are gonna be finally here. That's very, very good. Obviously, I think that they're gonna swap the elements, but this is gonna be the one that will come first. The elemental ones, at least based on the icon there, that is the 3 to 5 star one. So not the 4 to 5 star one, which is it's an actual option. At least if you go to your summons, you go to elemental summons, it is an actual option. It's just not added into the game yet, I'm assuming. But at least the 3 to 5 star ones are out. That means that with those kind of tickets, once you have enough, you will be able to summon ML5 at a 5% rate. So 5% rate is not bad. Obviously you're gonna have your guildmates, some of them are gonna pull the ML5s, you're gonna get your Elson. We're gonna have a lot of fun. But I think it's very, very nice. Very nice to see this, and how they're gonna make it not so OP is obviously giving you, you have 5% chance to get the ML5, but then also gating this content to when they want to release it. So it's definitely a good place, I would say, in terms of content, a good place to have this sort of premium currency, talking about the light elemental, and then of course in the future dark elemental summons. And then the last one here is a battle consists of 3 phases. Each phase will require 3 heroes, and then players cannot use supporters, guardians, or duplicate heroes. And then the supporters just mean the players from your friends list. Including 2 or more heroes of the same element, the team will benefit the heroes in the team with enhanced stats. And then the first advent will come 7-8, so next week. That being said, this content definitely will be quite heavy. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a lot of free-to-play strategies, and there's a lot of content creators out there that are really amazing at creating free-to-play teams. But you're like, no matter how free-to-play it is in terms of like maybe you don't need a Nat 5, you will still need the gear. Maybe you'll move it around, it's fine, but you will need at least, I'm assuming, most of the heroes at 6-star, especially if you want to take out Epic Hell. So for those players who are kind of like mid-game and maybe you're not quite there yet, definitely take advantage of this month's hunt buffs to the best of your degree, and definitely go for Wyvern, as I think that most of the mechanics I've seen from the boss, like, you know, you could go fancy, but the speed sets will dominate that for sure. At least your speed sets. Anyways, so like I said, the my Straze thoughts will be later, as I actually do want to wait for the damage mods. I don't think it's gonna change my opinion on him. I would say that I would say in summary, he looks very strong, but I'm not super convinced that he's but anyways, I'm not gonna spoil it. I think I maybe have spoiled it. Anyways, I'm gonna save that for another video. Alright, so if you want to check that out, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna end this for the video recording. If you have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.